We have Rajesh Palvia, Head Technical and Derivative Research at Axis Securities, joining us on the technicals. And on the fundamental side today, we have Sudeep Bandyopadhyay, the Group Chairman at IndiTrade Capital. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us here at ET Now. Rajesh, I'm going to come to you first. Give us a technical take on what kind of activity on the call and put front you're seeing on the indices, Nifty as well as Nifty Bank right now. What are the levels we can expect going into next week? And could you also give us a view on your outlook, whether this correction that we've seen over the course of the week was just temporary, or do you think it is slightly long lasting in nature?
So good afternoon, Sneha. Looking at the volatility in the current week, what has happened? Nifty is now slipped below to 20-day moving average, and throughout the week, Nifty traded below to 20-day moving average. Though we able to defend a 50-day moving average, which is placed at around 24,000 level. So that level is protected by the Nifty, but the Bank Nifty broken the 50-day moving average on the daily chart, and throughout the week we are not able to again recover above 50-day moving average for Bank Nifty. So both indices have broken their near-term support area. So trend may remain on the slightly on the bearish side for some couple of days. Looking at the derivative data, major call writers are now active at around 24,400, 24,500 for the Nifty. So that may act as a major supply zone for any kind of minor pullback action. On the downside, 24,200 and 24,000 is having major put based concentration. So maybe we can have a support around 24,000 for the Nifty for next couple of days. Either side breakout, either if we break about 24,500, then there would be short covering and then possible rally can extend. But looking at the structure, we believe that we may remain in the range for some more time. Range would be 24,000 to 24,500. With slightly, we might see some pressure in the market. If we breaks below 24,300 again, then there would be again supply pressure towards 24,000. So I think sell on rise is the strategy at this juncture with stop loss of 24,500. On the downside, we may retest again 24,100 to 24,000. For Bank Nifty, the major support area is placed at based on the put concentration is at 50,000 mark. That level needs to watch closely. If it slips below to 50,000 mark, then possible down move can extend to 49,500. That's the next major support area. On the higher side, 51,000 have attracted major call writing activity. So that may act as a major supply zone until Bank Nifty not crosses 51,000 level. We may see supply pressure to remain intact, and sell on rise would be strategy for Bank Nifty also with stop loss of 51,000. On the downside, 50,000 and 49,800 would be the target.
Those are the targets and the levels to watch out for when you talk about the benchmark indices from Rajesh. And definitely Rajesh is not sounding that optimistic, Sir Sudeep. But what's your take coming in, given the fact that this week when we woke up, we were amazed looking at what was happening globally. It was carnage across the globe. But then things started to settle down. Indian markets outperformed the global markets as well in the week gone by. So what's your take coming in? What is that one trigger that one should watch out for now very closely? Do you think global is going to have a massive impact on our Indian markets, or our Indian macros are stable enough for us not to worry about it?
Macros are stable enough, and I don't think we need to worry too much about what's happening. Of course, if there is a major event like what happened early this week, the unwinding of yen carry trade on a large scale, and of course, along with that, US jobs data not being too good led to the fear of recession in US, and that resulted in a bearish mood amongst the foreign investors, leading to sell across the country, across the world, including in India. I think those kind of events will lead to some amount of negative market sentiment even in India and fall in Indian markets. But as we did see this week that global markets fell much sharply and much more than what India fell, and also India recovered very quickly from the levels where it fell. I think the macro factors of India needs to be understood, and they're very strong. Two, I think you guys started by talking about the SIP and the strength of the money coming through SIP month on month. It's actually increasing. And beyond SIP, there is a similar amount of money coming from HNIs, directly from retail investors and through other means. So about 50-60,000 crore of incremental cash flow is coming from domestic investors every month. And that is a very, very big amount from the Indian market point of view. And that is getting added to Indian capital market every month. So all this and the fact that global oil prices, in spite of all the geopolitical turbulence, have remained range bound, and that does help India to a great extent. Considering all these factors, I don't believe that Indian market will fall, in a big way. I think Indian market will continue hovering around these levels for some time because there is volatility in global markets. And the volatility and consolidation at elevated levels is good for the health of the market in the long run.
So that's the view coming in from Sudeep, expecting the markets to stay stable for a little bit going ahead. But Rajesh, Sudeep, stay on with us as we slip into a very short break. We'll be right back to talk about more about what we can expect into the markets going next week. Stay tuned.
आजादी एक छोटा सा शब्द है,
पर इस छोटे से शब्द में छुपा हुआ है लाखों क्रांतिकारियों का खून और बलिदान।
कुछ कहानियाँ हम सब ने सुनी है और जो अनसुनी है वो सुनाएंगे हम।
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ जानवी कपूर।
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ अक्षोभ रॉय।
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ चित्रांगदा।
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ शेखर सुमन।
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ सोनाली कुलकर्णी।
सुनिए मुझे इन द इंडिपेंडेंस डे स्पेशल
आजादी की कहानी,
मिर्ची की जुबानी सीजन 2,
सिर्फ मिर्ची पर। जय हिंद।
Indian markets are going to be taking a booster shot.
Hi, good morning. You're watching The Market right here on ET now.
Indian markets are at an all-time high. You would really pinch yourself to say, isn't this all factors align wonderfully well for us?
Nifty is now up a staggering 2,000 points. That impacts the market like no other. Stocks on the editor's radar. The strategy is going to be for the day.
It just starts coming up on your screen. There's a lot of green on the screen today.
शुभ काम में लड़कियां सबसे आगे रहती हैं।
इसलिए SBI देता है हर नारी को होम लोन्स कंसेशनल इंटरेस्ट रेट्स पे,
ताकि घर के ओनरशिप में भी लड़कियों का नाम सबसे आगे रहे।
SBI बैटिंग फॉर नारी शक्ति।
नंदिनी चले
बस अभी ये लड्डू पैक कर लो अर्जुन के लिए।
माई भाई, मैंने भी इस बार SIP करके म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसे डाले। तो मुझे ये जानना था कि KYC का चक्कर क्या है?
म्यूचुअल फंड सही है .com या अपने म्यूचुअल फंड की वेबसाइट पे जाओ, पैन नंबर डालो और सिर्फ इतना देखो कि तुम्हारा KYC स्टेटस रजिस्टर्ड है या वैलिडेटेड।
रजिस्टर्ड हो तो
आधार और पैन कार्ड के साथ अपना KYC वैलिडेट करो, जरूरी है और ज्यादा वक्त भी नहीं लगता।
और वैलिडेटेड हो तो
सही है।
सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Climate change is reshaping our reality. India is vulnerable to effects of climate change with significant risks to the environment, human health and economy. Presenting the Times Network India Climate Summit, an action-oriented summit that brought together activists, business leaders, policymakers and everyday citizens to address the impact of climate change. Catch the highlights of the reviving conversations for a sustainable India this weekend only on Times Network. Associate Partner, Adani. Green State Partner, Energy Department, Government of Karnataka. Education Partner, Bennett University.
गॉड इतना पानी आ गया है पापा जी बारिश हो रही है वाह छत टपक रही है
अरे शिफ्ट करने वाले हैं ना पापा बस घर मिलने की देर है
तो देर ज्यादा ही नहीं होगी
हेलो यू घर है इसकी शादी नहीं कि बिना एडवाइस के डिसीजन ले लिया
इसीलिए तो घर मैजिक ब्रिक्स पे देखिए प्रॉपर्टी की पूरी इन्फॉर्मेशन विद एक्सपर्ट एडवाइस
और 15 लाख से ज्यादा प्रॉपर्टी ऑप्शंस है
गुड एटलीस्ट मेरा घर तो लाखों में एक होगा
Listen, there's a good insurance policy.
A good insurance policy. Let's ask AI. A policy in which premium payment is limited but provides income for lifetime.
LIC Jeevan Utsav.
A policy with whole life insurance cover also.
LIC's Jeevan Utsav.
Wow. Let's buy. LIC's Jeevan Utsav policy is our best choice.
Even I was telling you the same. LIC's Jeevan Utsav.
Lifetime celebration. With LIC's Jeevan Utsav, your future is set.
Something should just be done remotely.
I couldn't agree more.
It's called Adrenox, boss.
The XUV 700, fully loaded AX7 at a celebratory price of Rs 19.49 lakh.
टिप चाहिए पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ डूबेगा नहीं जलेगा भी नहीं कोई खा नहीं जाएगा और मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम रहो बेफिक्र
Hi there, welcome back. Still watching your trades on ET Now. We have Rajesh and Sudeep still with us on board. Thanks, gentlemen, for staying on. Sudeep, I'm going to come to you with your outlook on the entire broader market space because amid volatility like this we've seen and also earnings, right? We've seen some big swings coming in on earnings from the broader markets on the back of both of these factors. Are you seeing some comfort in large caps compared to mid caps, and what's your outlook here?
Definitely, I think the comfort is more on large cap. In any scenario where there is too much of volatility, I would always recommend being in large caps. As far as large caps are concerned, there is a significant opportunity and tailwind behind construction, infrastructure, and power. So I believe these three are good spaces to be in at this stage when there is volatility and the possibility of upward and downward movement. There are good quality stocks available. Apart from these three, I would also recommend looking at FMCG. This is on the back of the quarterly performances, which clearly indicated that rural consumption, rural demand is coming back, maybe a bit slowly, but it's definitely coming back. And on the back of good monsoon and a decent spread of the monsoon, and the festive season, starting from September, I think FMCG is one place to be in. And this is one sector which hasn't really done well in the recent past. Apart from this, one other sector which is a little contrarian, but I would like the investors to look at is the chemicals and agrochemicals, specialty chemical space. The performance for this sector has been horrible. There was Chinese dumping, there was lack of demand and a whole lot of other things. But we believe that probably we have seen the worst as far as performance is concerned, and things should start improving from here on.
Right, so Sudeep, you'll be amazed to know that you're not the only one who prefers large cap at this point in time. Looks like that is the flavor of the season because we spoke to Mark Mobius earlier in the week and he's also of the view right now that large caps is the best place to be in. Remember that Mark Mobius has been betting on the broader market stocks for a while now, but looks like he's shifted his portfolio. But let's listen in and try to find out what's his rationale for that.
Right now, large cap are more attractive. In the past, the mid cap was more attractive to us, but now large cap is where we want to be. The emphasis for us now would be on raw materials. But sure, Reliance and these other big stocks look quite good, particularly in view of the fact that they're going to be benefiting from this incredible growth in India. So generally speaking, those large caps with strong balance sheets will do fine.
Alright, so that is Mark Mobius's view coming in on large caps versus broader markets. But Rajesh, would you agree with that view? And on that note, also tell us what your picks are today for our viewers, and are they also from the large caps, or you've picked out different spaces from the broader markets?
See, volatility is there in market, but some of the pockets have done well despite of this volatile market. Pharma is one space where we are focusing. Chemical, agrochemical is the second space, and third one is oil and gas. These three spaces where we are focusing at this juncture, because despite of volatility, these three spaces have shown some comfort in terms of buying, and the stocks from this sector have shown good traction in terms of buying. We believe that one can look at to buy Alchem Lab. That stock has already managed to give breakout, and now stock is already trading at its all-time high trajectory. The way stock has shown buying interest throughout the week, and long built-up is clearly there in the derivative data also. So we believe that Alchem Lab may continue furthermore upside. Possible target towards 6,000 to 6,050 we can see. One can buy with stop loss of 57.20. The second stock is from specialty chemical, that is Jubilant Ingravia. That stock has clearly in uptrend. This is the third consecutive week where stock is making higher high-low formation, and this clearly shows that there is a sustained buying action is taking place in this stock. Jubilant Ingravia one can buy for upside target of 745. Keep stop loss of 700 to buy this stock. And the third stock is Oil India. Very strong buying action in this week. Stock is almost now negotiating with its previous swing high. I think if stocks crosses above 650-55 zone, then again we may see a new all-time high trajectory for the stock. The way stock has moved up throughout the week, we believe that there would be continuity in the coming week. Possible target towards 670 to 680 we can see. Keep your stop loss around 632 to buy Oil India.
Those are the picks coming in from Rajesh, and no doubt the flavor of the season is large caps. Rajesh's picks are mostly from the broader market space, and it is from either from the pharma space or from the oil and gas and the specialty chemical space. And that's one space which Sudeep and Rajesh, I believe, are agreeing on, that the chemical space is looking pretty attractive right now, apart from FMCG as well. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on the show and giving your outlook for the markets. What should one watch out for in the week to come? Remember, the next week is going to be a truncated week, and